Hi everyone, I want to talk with you about the aquaculturing of a beautiful coral species called euphyllia ancora. Euphyllia ancora is a beautiful coral species that comes in many different colors, ranging from pale browns to bright greens, and can even grow to be around a yard in size, although it wouldn't get that big in a tank. This species has its polyps at the top, shaped like a hammer, which are completely extended during the day and partially extended at night, giving this species the nickname of hammer coral. Euphyllia ancora is every aquarist's dream coral because of its unique colors and shape. Not only would it be a great addition to home aquariums, but it would be a great addition to actual coral reefs that are suffering from climate change. I propose the aquaculture of Euphyllia ancora because it can be a financial benefit within the aquarium trade, as well as a good candidate for coral transplants in dying reefs such as the Great Barrier Reef. Like all marine species, there are certain parameters that make living conditions favorable for Euphyllia ancora. Key information to know from either a large-scale aquaculture perspective to a small-scale home aquarium perspective is that Euphyllia ancora need to be kept in 50 gallons of water or more. They need a lot of light, a temperature range of 23 to 28 degrees Celsius, a salinity of around 1.025, and moderate turbidity, meaning not too strong yet not too weak, to help with feeding. The best aquaculture system to fulfill these needs would be a recirculation system. These corals have stinging cells and can be aggressive to other corals that might get too close, so they need to have plenty of space to feel safe and to be safely put in an aquarium or in a tank with other species. Euphyllia ancora live in shallow waters down to 40 meters with low turbidity and direct sunlight, and they can be found in the Indo-Pacific surrounding countries such as Japan and Australia. One of the natural habitats of this species is the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is dying and is in desperate need of restoration before the entire ecosystem is lost forever. By aquaculturing Euphyllia ancora, we can help save coral reefs in the Indo-Pacific, including the Great Barrier Reef. Euphyllia ancora can be grown safely in an aquaculture facility in its early stages of life, when it is most vulnerable, and then it can be replanted into the ocean when it is old enough to reproduce. This has been proven to work for several other coral species, so Euphyllia ancora should be no exception. When it comes to the aquarium trade, there are several perks of aquaculturing Euphyllia ancora. As far as feeding, this coral can consume a surprising amount of food other than just algae and plankton. Other foods include diced up fish and shrimp. Since Euphyllia ancora is relatively easy to care for, they would be financially beneficial to aquaculture because they are in high demand. The aquaculture of this coral species ties in with both the aquarium trade and the negative effects of climate change, because if people were to buy Euphyllia ancora from a farm rather than taking healthy corals from an ecosystem that desperately needs them, then it is a win-win situation. Like every other marine species, there are some obstacles that need to be overcome when aquaculturing this coral. The only foreseeable difficulties of the aquaculture of Euphyllia ancora would be that since they are soft corals, they can easily get damaged during the shipping process, and they need to be held in the specific water conditions I stated earlier at all times. This means, in order for them to be successfully transported, all the factors need to be taken into account to make sure the corals get to their destination safely. If there is a problem with salinity, or if the turbidity is too strong, it can damage the corals or cause them to get sick and possibly spread it to neighboring corals. Overall, the benefits of the aquaculture of Euphyllia ancora significantly outweigh the difficulties of aquaculturing this species. This species is so beautiful and important to the survival of coral reef ecosystems and will be overall a great investment in aquaculture.